What kind of city survives Rome, Vikings, civil war, plague, religious collapse, world war, and still stands? What kind of place watches emperors die inside its walls and keeps going like nothing happened? And here's the uncomfortable question. If your city faced even half of that, would it survive? This is York, and it should have disappeared a dozen times. It didn't. Let's go back to the moment it was never supposed to begin. 71 AD. Roman legions push north into hostile Britain, cold, wet, violent. They reach a meeting point of two rivers, perfect for defense. Instead of marching on, they stop. They build a fortress. They call it Iberacum. 5,000 hardened soldiers, bathhouses, barracks, temples. Not a camp, a statement. And then something strange happens. The 9th Legion, 5,000 men, vanish from history. No final battle, no records, just gone. Imagine an entire modern army brigade disappearing today. That mystery begins here. Rome's power shift. York doesn't fade, it rises. In 211 AD, Emperor Septimius Severus dies here, a Roman emperor, not in Rome, in York. Then in 306 AD, another emperor dies here, Constantius. His son, proclaimed emperor by soldiers in York. His name was Constantine. Yes, that Constantine. Legalizes Christianity, reshapes Western civilization, and his reign begins in this northern outpost. Think about that. The pivot of Christianity in Europe starts in what was supposed to be a remote military base. Power shifts quietly sometimes. York becomes capital of half of Roman Britain. Then Rome collapses, and here's where most cities die. York doesn't. The empire withdraws. Walls crumble. Stone is stolen. But people stay. The city mutates. New name, new rulers. Then, in 627 AD, a king walks into a wooden church in York and converts to Christianity. When kings convert, kingdoms follow. York becomes a religious epicenter. And then it produces something even more dangerous than armies: education. A scholar from York helps educate Charlemagne's empire. While much of Europe stumbles in post-Roman chaos, York keeps the lights on. But across the North Sea, ships are coming. November 866. Long ships glide up the river before sunrise. The great heathen army surrounds the city. By nightfall, York falls, renamed Jorvik. But this isn't destruction, it's reinvention. Viking families settle. Trade networks stretch to Scandinavia. They mint coins. At its peak, 10,000 people. Massive for its time. York becomes one of the most important Viking cities in the world. Think about that. An English city, once ruled by Rome, now a Norse power center. History isn't clean, it's layered. Then comes 1066, and everything snaps. 1066, the year that broke England. Vikings try to reclaim York. An English king defeats them near the city. He celebrates. Days later, he's dead at Hastings. William of Normandy takes England. York rebels against him, and William responds with something close to genocide: the harrying of the North. Villages burned, food destroyed, mass starvation. Some accounts mention cannibalism. York survives, but barely. Think about that. This city keeps surviving events that end civilizations. Why?
York rebuilds. Trade explodes, especially wool. At one point, the entire English government relocates to York. For 6 years, this is effectively the capital. Then comes plague, the Black Death. Up to half the population gone in months. Imagine half your city gone by summer. York doesn't vanish, it rebuilds again. Then comes Civil War, the Wars of the Roses. The House of York fights for the English throne. White Rose versus Red Rose. York is not neutral, it's at the center. Kings rise from this city. And then Richard III, York's champion, dies in battle. The dynasty collapses. And again, York survives. Now comes something more personal than armies. Religion turns violent. Monasteries dissolved. Catholics hunted. A woman in York refuses to betray hidden priests. She's pressed to death, crushed slowly under stones. York has seen cruelty before, but this time it's neighbor against neighbor. Then civil war again. Siege, starvation, battle outside the walls. The king eventually loses his head. York survives monarchy collapsing twice. By the 1700s, something changes. York isn't the battlefield anymore. It becomes spectacle. Public executions draw crowds. Then railways arrive in the 1800s. York becomes connected. Tourists begin coming not to conquer, but to experience history. Think about that transformation, from fortress to capital, to battleground, to museum. But peace doesn't last. World War II, 1942. 2:30 a.m., air raid sirens. Why bomb York? It has no major factories. This wasn't military, it was cultural revenge. Incendiary bombs rain down. Historic buildings burn. The medieval Guildhall destroyed. The Minster nearly goes up in flames. Volunteers climb onto the roof during the bombing. They put the fires out by hand. If they fail, York loses its symbol. They don't fail. 92 dead, city scarred, but standing again. In modern York, university founded, railway museum opens, Viking Center creates Jorvik. York does something few cities manage. It monetizes its own survival. It turns 2,000 years of chaos into identity. But here's the deeper layer. Rome tried to hold it. Vikings reshaped it. Kings fought over it. Religion split it. Bombs targeted it. Nothing erased it. Here's the part nobody says out loud. Most cities that become important eventually fall. They fade into ruins. They become footnotes. York never fully did. And the reason isn't luck, it's adaptability. Every time power shifted, York shifted with it. That's why it's still there in 2026. Still layered, still standing. So next time you walk through an old street anywhere in the world, ask yourself, how many times did this place almost disappear? Because if history teaches us anything, survival is never guaranteed. York just refused to accept that. If you want more stories about the cities, moments, and decisions that almost changed everything, subscribe. because history forgot parts of the story. We don't.